break, retest. Now also have an engulfing will sell. So let's see what's happening with USD JPY. Once we have an engulfing, we enter this trade to the downside. Waiting for USD JPY. It's not opening yet. I don't know if it's network. USD JPY is loading. While that is loading, let's see. I didn't want to open the trade part, but let's see what's happening here. If we're making money or we are in a loss. As you can see, it has retraced all the way. As you can see, it has retraced all the way back. Look at it here. It retraced all the way back. Closed us out based on where my stop loss was. But now, London session is fully in vogue, so should be looking to take the trade once again. So let me show you the loss. This was okay. Today, this was the loss, 60 cents, and this 60 cents is still way higher than 2% of the account because we're trying to trade like we're trading a prop firm account. So the idea is to trade even if it hits a stop loss, it doesn't take you out completely. You can see you still have trading capital to trade. But this time we'll be entering both USD JPY and NZD card. So we just wait for an engulfing. So let's open up USD JPY. USD JPY. So this is USD JPY right there. Opening up. As soon as we get the engulfing, then it's going up. As you can see, I believe because of we're about to enter London session, that was why it retraced down. Okay, so once this 1 hour candle closes, wherever it closes, then wait to see if there's a buy. You can see it's closed. You can see it hit my stop loss right there. All right, so let's see where this 1 hour candle closes. Then wait to see if there's a little bit of engulfing, and then we enter to the upside. Same thing we're waiting on for NZD card. So went from being in profit of roughly $2 to stop loss. So I guess it's the momentum of London session. So we'll see how that goes. Not sure why it is hanging. card. Okay, it has opened up. So this is it right here. Okay, so the retest apparently happened already between 7 and 8. So now this new candle has begun going down, so we're watching it to see if we're going to take the trade down with it as well. Okay, so we might be entering NZD card very soon to the downside. Let's see what the 30 minutes. Okay, let's look at the 4 hours first. As you can see, this is the 4-hour candle for the NZD card. 8:06 a.m. according to my laptop, but here this is 8:12. You can see it right there. 8:12. Yeah. So let's go back to the 1 hour time frame. Let's look at that and see if we are entering this trade right now. Let's see. So it broke out as we expected, and we knew it was going to have a retest because it's breaking out of here before it goes down, right? So we're still waiting on that. Let's see, maybe if it breaks here, let me set an alarm. If it goes below here, let's see, set an alarm. Even though it's already making into it there, let's set an alarm there. What's going on? NZD card. NZD. Let's delete all these other alerts. I'm not using it right now. Okay, and we are not in those pairs, so let's put an alert for the pair. That is about happening. You see, that's just to educate you. That's the reason why stop loss is important, right? Just a minute ago, I was already in profit over $2, and that's because of the account I'm using to trade. So now imagine if it's I'm using $100, that would be $20. If I'm using $1,000, that would be $200. If I'm using $10,000, that would be $2,000. If I'm using 1 million, that would be $200,000. So that's pretty much what trading does for you, you know. And putting your stop loss helps you because I believe the momentum of the London session pushed the market for the USD back, you know. We traced back a bit, but I'm still certain it's going to still go up. And if it doesn't go up, it just means our analysis is wrong. You know, there's no harm in it. Same thing with the NZD card. You know, it was pushing down when I woke up, so I was expecting a retracement after it had broken out, and that will enable a continued sell to the downside, right? I don't know if it's my network, but it's pretty much doing some shit. Yeah. I'm trying to put an alert before I go prepare for work, you know. Um, so I see if I can enter the trade once again, and this time for the two pairs because we're fully now in London session. Okay, fully in London session. This is 8:17 Nigerian time, and Nigerian and London time isn't far away from one another. Okay, so for USD JPY, I want to see how this 1 hour candle closes, where it stops, and what happens in the following hour. So meaning that we're not taking USD JPY right now in the 1 hour, but let's look at NZD card. NZD card is looking like it's ready to enter, but we need to confirm engulfing once again, before we enter, you know, just to be on the safe side. Okay, you can see this last candle here was moving down, but look at it now, it went up again. So you need to confirm engulfing before we enter that trade. Not sure what's going on here. Oh, I don't remember how to use this. Yeah, my goodness. Okay, NZD card, yeah. So price crossing. So NZD card has opened up. Let's see. Today is November 21, I believe. Yeah, November 21. Interesting, my time is wrong. Okay, so SDD card 80436. Yeah, I believe it was somewhere around there. So let's create that alert right there. 804. No, not there. No, not there. So this should be, let's look at it. I'm looking for it crossing here, which is 80389. So let me 80389. Let's edit that 80389. 389. So yeah, you can see it has shown. So this is where I need an engulfing up to. If it gets here, then we enter the trade to the downside. So since the market is still doing this, we're probably going to also wait till 9 a.m. So let me see what USD JPY is doing. USD JPY. USD JPY. Same thing, tracing. So we want to see how this. So let's see how this candle closes for the USD JPY as well. Then we'll see where we'll enter as well here. So wait, you can see it came all the way into my stop loss, closed me out. But that is what trading is about. Okay, so you can see this is my morning face. I woke up around 6 and I still wanted to sleep, but I remember the charts is counting on me, is waiting on me, so I had to come check it out. And I saw USD JPY was moving in the direction I expected it to move. After not retracing back into the area of interest, instead it just kept touching and rejecting the top layer of the area of interest. So I saw the price action and I entered the trade. But now the trade retraced back, obviously because my stop loss is very, very small, and that's one reason. And also because, of my entry before London session, but nonetheless, these trades are still going the way I expect it to go. USD JPY is still going up, and NZD card is still going down. So I already set an alarm on NZD card. Once it hits there, you get a notification. Um, while USD JPY, we're waiting to see how this 1 hour candle closes to determine if we're entering or where or when we're entering. Okay, so already getting ready for work. Let's look at what the chart is showing us right now. Okay. NZD card alarm already went off. So let's see. Let's refresh this. You can see it already went off, so meaning it already crossed that mark. So I'll be looking to enter the trade ASAP. Okay, before I get on the road to work. Let's allow it to load. You can see no trade. I haven't taken any trade. Just finished baiting. I haven't taken any trade since that loss. Look at the account, is still the same. This loss was just some days back, so no trade yet. Okay, let's look at the market. So NZD card is one of our two pairs that want to trade this week, right? I needed it to break out of, so I think I'm entering NZD card right now. I'll be entering NZD card on a sell right now. Yeah, sell NZD card. Okay, since I entered here, my stop loss has to adjust. I entered here. My stop loss has to adjust, so we're bringing it down to somewhere here. So that would be 0.80336. Right, 0.80336. All right. Okay. Let's modify that. What's going on? The network problem. Zero point 0.80336. Oh, my bad. This is it. 0.80405. 0.80405. Modify. So then we'll also be looking to enter USD JPY as well. You can see this is it. This is my entry here. This is the stop loss. So from profit to somewhat a loss. So let's look at USD JPY, where that is doing its thing. So USD JPY. Okay, Okay, so the market closed, I said closed, the last hour closed here. So let's see, let's place an alarm somewhere above to see if it crosses, then we might enter USD JPY as well. So let's put an alert. The USD JPY, let's say 151,366. 366. Correct. So if it does not move that way, then we're wrong. So NSD card is still dancing, but I think the market just got somewhat volatile. I wonder what's happening. Let me see. So as you can see, it's going. This is USD JPY. As you can see, it's going into our profit, but you can see it has been buying for a while. So I believe it should have a bit of retracement, maybe up until here, before it goes up. Okay, so if this hour closes, I might close and re-enter, or watch how the new hour moves, if it might come all the way here, because this is where somewhere around here is where my stop loss is right now, so that it doesn't just take me out, so I might close, allow it to do its thing, then when it's about to go back up, I re-enter again all the way. On the other hand, NZD card has really been messing with my psychology a bit, but that's just because I'm not following the trend. You see, I said when it breaks out, it will retest here, right? This retest happened here. This was around 7 a.m. today, but that was not London session. So then we had this that was supposed to fill up this before the next candle will start going down, but it didn't. It just wicked and then started coming down. So there are two things involved. This might have been a wrong analysis, or I may have been right. So we still have to wait to see if the market will just retest here and start coming down, or whatever the case is. So we'll keep an eye on this market. So let's see. Go back to USD JPY, which is the pair we are currently in. Buying up. So this is where our stop loss is. 153.110. So let me show you in my account, my trading account. You can see it's $4.26 USD JPY. I've taken a lot of loss today. This is today. Yeah, today. So as you can see, I've taken a lot of losses. USD JPY, when I entered too soon before London session, you retraced back before I started buying. Same thing on NZD card. It has been going to my stop loss, but you can see what I've been losing, and this is even higher than 2% of my account. So if I was not using risk management, it would have blown my account a long time ago. I will not be in right now. But that's why risk management is important. Planning your loss is very important. Before you even do anything, just know that you have already lost. When you plan that, anything that happens is to your favor. So I'm still observing this move to know what I would do, because the market has been buying for some time now. So it's supposed to create a higher low before it continues to go up. So maybe it might come down here and continue the way up based on this week. It might come down here, then continue up. So I'll keep watching. For now, I'm still in on USD JPY. Just some minutes ago, I said this is what causes psychology of traders to move anyhow. So it has been closing me because of my small stop loss. But look at it, it started moving down. But look at it now. Like I said, it's already creating a wick. So this hourly time frame, I end with the wick up to here, and then the next hour is what I'll enter it all the way down. So still a win, guys. So I understand I'm using a small account, so my stop loss is really small, and it's still not adequate to my 2% target that I'm monitoring. If I was to do a 2%, it would be almost nothing. I'll probably not have a stop loss because it would be literally at the same spot, so. But you always have to give room for the market to dance before it goes to your take profit. So that's why I put a benchmark of 20%, but understand I'm using a small account. So let's keep looking at this account and see what it's going to do. And remember, I want to buy a Profem account on gold funded specifically. We will be doing I'm not promoting any broke prop firm, by the way, but I'll be buying gold funded because it goes well with my kind of trade. I only like to trade once or twice in a week, no more than that, and this has to be trades that are analyzed. On rare occasions do I trade one extra trade. Maybe my trade that I analyzed had already gone to take profit before I could enter. Rare occasions like that are when I take 2 trades in a week. Okay, so finally I'm in both trades. Sell NZD card, buy USD JPY, as you can see. So I had to adjust my stop loss a lot because particularly for NZD card, but I knew the market was going down for sure. So yeah. So clearly you can see the market is really dancing a lot today, but I know between tonight you can see we're back at 4.99, compared to what we had been seeing. We're already at $10 thereabouts, or even 11. So both markets closed. My stop loss, you can see this is NZD card, seems to have repeatedly been dancing around here, retested here just now, that closed my stop loss for NZD card. So I'm still expecting, looking at this week, to go down. So let's check out the daily first. Let's look at the daily, what the daily is doing. Okay, we can see a very huge week here on the daily. This was yesterday. You can see it went all the way up here. All this is today. It continued up again, rejected there, and then it came down all the way here. But for some reason it hasn't still been able to go down as I want it to. So just to keep an eye on that. Let's look at it on the 1 hour. Maybe it's just hunting for stop losses. You can see it went all the way. Okay, so let's look at USD JPY. Market is a bit confused. You can see, look at the 1 hour, went all the way, came back, retest. I don't know if this hour wants to go up or it wants to stay down, because it came all the way down here. Now it's up here. We'll keep an eye on it to see. We're looking for it to get all the way up here. Okay, let's look at the daily. Let's look at it on daily. Look at the daily. Okay, looking at daily, we can see a very huge potential. Look at this week. This week was filled, but now it has created another week. So that means if this doesn't fail today, overnight is going to fail all the way up here. That's what I see. So USD JPY and NZD card are still very much active pairs that I'm looking to trade, right? Very, very actively looking to trade them. You know, it has been playing around my stop loss, my take profits, you know. But yeah, so that's just it. This is NZD card. So we'll wait to see a rejection happen here, or if it's going to go all the way here again to reject before starting to come down. So we'll watch it out and see what happens. Then we adjust to the market. Let's look at the 4 hours. 4 hour. I see a nice push down. Rejection. Supposed to continue all the way down. So keep an eye on NZD card and USD JPY. So looking like we're going to enter the USD JPY again in this 30-minute candle to continue the movement up, but I'm not sure for NZD card anymore today. So let's just wait a little bit and then we enter. Let's check out NZD card. You can see NZD card has broken all the way in again. I believe it might be going, it might either retest here or it might go all the way up to reject here again before finally coming down. If not, then our prediction was wrong, or our analysis was wrong on this pair. So going back to USD JPY, here on the 30-minute candle we can see a buy happening. So we're about to enter the buy yet again. Okay, confirmed. So let's enter now. USD JPY, we buy 0.01 lots, buying USD JPY now. Already was a profit but tend to loss now. So let's analyze stop loss. So this was our entry. Let's confirm our entry. Our entry is at 151. Our entry is at 151,767,767. 151,767. So somewhere around here. So, and if our stop loss is 9.5 pips, then let's use a ruler to measure 9.5 pips. Yeah. Okay. 9.5. Now this is 9.9. 9.5. So we can do 1.51.667. 1.51.667. 151.667. Okay, you can see it's dancing. So let's see. This is the 1 hour candle. I believe that's why it's a bit dancing. So let's reload this. loading. Reload, so it's still loading. Let's look at what's happening on USD on my phone. It's still dancing somewhere around, and my stop loss is really tight. Look at where this week started. So this might not be the best entry. It's giving us a bit of profit now, but I don't like this strong wick here. But let's look at it on the system to be sure, because sometimes it can be showing something else on MT5. So that's the reason why you do your analysis here. You only take a trade on MT5, right? So when I look at this 30-minute candle, I can see it clearly moving up smoothly. Now let's see what the 1 hour candle is showing. So this is what we are seeing on MT5. The 1 hour candle is having a bit of a wick there, but I don't think this is going to be too much of an issue. But let's see how it goes, if it's going to change back and continue all the way up. So but we're in right now, and we have 16 cents in profit. You can see we're now at $5.17. So let's see how it goes. But this week on my phone is looking too long, and it might be respected by the next hour and come down before it continues the way up again. So let's see. So I'm looking at the 4 hour candle for USD and I can see this still has about 1 hour to close, and I don't like this week. Okay, my stop loss is probably just around here somewhere because I'm using a small account, so it might actually come into it, or probably just go all the way up and then later come down. So I have to wait to see it. Usually the higher time frame is respected more than the lower time frame, so both this and NZD cards still have potentials for this week, but it just seems as though my timing into the market is somewhat wrong, and my psychology is dancing everywhere because of consistently hitting stop loss after stop loss after stop loss. So let's watch and see. If it hits our stop loss, we'll wait again to determine our next entry. So this is what the 1 hour candle looks like. It's not looking big, but the 4 hours is looking really gigantic, as if it wants to retrace all the way back here to the entry point and start going back up again. So let's see. We'll watch it and see. NZD card seems to be going back to our area of interest, going back to touch the area of interest here. A very large area of interest, by the way. So it's either that or it's going to reject somewhere around here and then maybe come back out. So you can see how many dance it has danced. This was yesterday, Monday. Obviously no trade yesterday, so all this is today. Came back out, retest. I was awake when this move started at 2 a.m. so I wasn't awake. I saw it somewhere around here, so I expected a breakout retest, as you can see there, and then so which happened, breakout retest but then it sold, then danced all the way again and kept dancing. So let's allow it to finish its dance, then we know what to do about that. USD JPY, we're currently in this right now, and the 1 hour is about to close, so the next 9 minutes. So this is our entry, $7. You can see how it's dancing. So I feel it's likely going to hit my stop loss again. So we've lost 23 cents today, a lot of money, and we gained roughly $2. So that's the downside of trading. That's why you need to plan your loss. Look at all these losses. This could have easily blown this small account, but it was properly planned. That's why you plan your losses. So wait and see. When in doubt, plan your losses. Okay? So that you can stay in the market and be able to still trade. So guys, I was just looking at something. It seems like I'm taking the aftermath of the trade, not the before. If you remember, when the week was about to start, I wanted the a retracement down all the way here before I buy, or instead it just broke out. This is for USD JPY. Broke out, retested. You can see the dance, and then sometime around 2 a.m. Nigerian time, it started buying. So you can see from, and this was on Sunday night, so obviously even if I couldn't have taken this trade, but look at this retest, and then from here 2 a.m. Nigerian time on Tuesday, that's bought. But I believe it still has a very high potential to continue to buy up for USD JPY. But I'm looking at the 4 hours candle, and I don't like, look at this long wick. So I believe it might retrace down again and then possibly continue to buy up, because what I'm looking at is it getting here. Now remember that I want it to get there does not mean the market will now obey me. It's if the market is going to go that way. But then when I look to my left, I can see that it broke out, it came here, retested, and continued buying, and then when it got here, it sold all the way back down. Now this almost similar to this, broke out, retested, and it has continued to buy now, but it's having a retest here. So I'm waiting to see if it's going to continue to buy. Then I might still be interested in this trade for this week. So before we leave, let's look at what the 1 hour, let's go to the 1 hour time frame, see what's happening. You can see the 1 hour time frame is clearly buying. You know, it's a bit awkward that's going on here, but I think it's ranging somewhat. But I'm also looking at the 4 hours. Like I said, this huge week, if it continues to the upside without closing down in this last few 30 minutes of this 4 hour, then the next 4 hours will open downwards. Okay, so that means there's a possibility that by tonight it will continue to buy up back. Then when we look at the NZD card, so before we even go, it's more or less like the trade has already happened. Like I said, this week is going to be buys, right? Now buys, this is a 1 hour time frame. The market closed somewhere around here. I wanted retest before it goes up. No, instead it broke out, danced, and then around 1 a.m. it came all the way here. So I believe it's going to retest here a bit before it goes back up for USD JPY. So there's still possibility. Similar thing is happening in the NZD card. Okay, when we look at the 1 hour, like I remember the market was Sunday. Yeah, this is Sunday, right? This candle closed downward, so I expected a retracement here before it continued to sell, but instead it came all the way here, and sometime around 1 a.m. it came all the way here, tried to sell again, retested back this area of interest, and around 1 a.m. here, which is 2 a.m. in Nigerian time, it started to sell. Now it sold all the way down here and it's retesting, so it's likely going to come back here again for a second time, or a third time rather. First top, second top, but probably a very nice one once again, or it's probably going to consolidate here and come down. So, and when I look to the left, I can see similar thing. You can see touch 1, touch 2, came back up somewhat of 3, then sold. So touch 1, touch 2, maybe this will be the 3, then to sell probably down here. So I'm probably looking for a sell down here, but we keep looking at the market to see if the entry will be confirmed. So let me see what the 4 hours is showing me. Okay, if you see the 4 hours, it has a very long push up, and then look at this, a very long wick here. So but if you look to the left, a lot of wicks are down there, right? So but I'm still positive about this trade coming back down, so I might be taking the trades when this market closes. Let's see where it closes, because the 4 hours looks good. That's for the NZD card. So let's look at the daily NZD card. So mind you, once again, the move already happened somewhat. So now what we're looking out for is the possibility of it retracing back to the original point, and then we actually now catch the move once again. So sometimes the market moves that way, sometimes it doesn't. Now anytime the market in the daily creates a wick, just be rest assured it's going to fail. If you start from here, you can see this long wick. Look at everything here, filled it. Look at this long ass wick. Look at this one here, and this completely filled it, right? Same thing, this long wick here, you can see this has somewhat filled it. So now with this long wick here, if the market closes up here, then tomorrow everything is going to bring it down. That's what I see happening on NZD card. So we're still in the market. Mind you, we only trade once or twice per week, but we've been in and out because of our stop losses, getting hit, obviously because we have a small account, and all of that, and our timing, entry into the market. So now we're waiting. Entry might be tonight/tomorrow once again, but we have to observe to make sure the market is going to come back down once again for NZD card, and if it's going to go back up for USD JPY. So our analysis was right. The market went up for USD JPY and it came down for NZD card. But our entry, look at where I'm entering here. When the market has happened here, but this was on Sunday, so I cannot enter here. But from here I started buying, so it was somewhere around here that I entered. So we're back in this NZD card trade, because I still believe the market is going down. You can see, my entry right there, my stop loss here. If I go into on my phone, I'm not using my laptop right now. If I go to when I look at it, why am I entering this trade? The question is why.
Okay, now if you look at it, this is the 1 hour time frame on NZD card. When I go to the 4 hour time frame, go to the 4 hour time frame, you can see, look at this week, right? But the week that is usually respected is the one on the daily. And when I go to the daily, look at the daily, I can clearly see this week that has not completely filled. I will say have over 4 hours to go today. So I believe it's going to come all the way down. Look at this week, it's likely going to come all the way down here, somewhere here, or even continuously go down, because of this long week. And then maybe tomorrow is going to sell back up again, or maybe range. But when we go to the 4 hours, you can see, all this was yesterday, retraced all the way back to the top of this, then broke out again. Okay, no, this was 2 days ago. Then it broke out, then retested all the way last night, and then now just 4 hours that just ended, this candle was what brought it down out again. So now it's this second candle that we entered on, so and this is to take it all the way down, or probably all the way somewhere here, so we're looking to catch all the way to 08100 from here. So that's probably almost 100 pips, right, from there to there. So let's see, or if it will go back again into our stop loss for NZD card. For USD JPY, because I still believe this trade is still going to happen, that's why I entered again. Ordinarily I wouldn't, As for this, I'm also still observing it, but I don't think I will be entering today because of this. Although this multiple weeks down rejection is showing me a rejection. But let's see what the daily is showing me. So daily is showing me that it yesterday broke out, so it's supposed to have a low before it continues up. So today is likely going to close on a low, so I can't enter that trade today. If I want to enter, it's maybe tomorrow, based on this daily, So if I look at NZD cards daily, it already showed a retest, and now yesterday had a massive sell that turned back into a week. So today is supposed to fuel it all the way down, which is what is currently happening right now. That's why I'm in on the trade now. We'll keep monitoring it. I wasn't supposed to enter this trade because I caught the trade when it had already moved. I shouldn't have entered it, with the multiple entries I had done. But still very much positive on the NZD. Still very much positive on NZD card and USD JPY that it's going to go down for NZD card and up for USD JPY. You look at this move, break, retest, so I'm expecting a continued sell. So let's go to the monthly to see if we can have an idea of what's going on there. Now the monthly, this is October. Let's look for my ruler. This is October, and October 2023 market sold and created a week. November it's skyrocketed up. So let's look for October 2024. Okay, this is October 2024, and the market sold. November sold, created a week. December also now filled up that week. So this week's that has been created, I believe is going to try and fill it up a bit. I don't know, maybe it might get down here, but like I said, the monthly is not what I should be. It's just to have an idea of what is happening in the market. But let's see how this trade will go. If you end up in a loss again, no problem. Our analysis was wrong. and that will be it for us for this week. So this video will then go live. Okay, so for now we sit back and wait and watch.
Okay, so I'm pretty much loading TradingView right now, but I'm done trading for this week. But what did I learn this week? Just as I analyzed, my analysis was right. My entry was not good enough, right? But that's not even the issue. The issue was my stop loss, and there's no way I can increase that stop loss beyond that because of the account I'm using to trade. It's a very, very, very small account. So you can see this is the 30-minute candle, but let me just go to the 1-hour candle to see where the market was when the week started. All right. Okay, so you can see the market was here when the week started, and I expected it to go up here, retest, and come down. But instead, when the market opened, it went all the way up to retest this area of interest here. After which, by the time I woke up, it had already sold all the way here. So I was expecting it to now break out of this area of interest, retest here again, then sell. So when it started, I then entered for a sell. But what I should have done with this massive sell that happened, I should have stayed out of this market. Okay, because I expected it to sell, but instead, and retest this area of interest, instead it went in, retest up, and then started selling. So, but still on still, I should have stayed out of this market, but I knew it was still going to sell. So what now happened? When I entered here, it broke again in, retest, but didn't go as high as this, retest here, and then it sold again. You can see this 1 to 2 weeks to reward, I drew it up yesterday. So what now happened? I saw the market moving down, and I knew I was going to move at least a 1 to 2. But my stop loss and my timing into the market, I entered somewhere around here. So it went down, and for some reason broke my stop loss because I was stopped out of the market. Let me open my trading so you can see it. You can see the account. I had a bit more sanity there, but you can see this was yesterday 20, or this morning rather 23. You can see it, I got stopped out. SD card. Okay, so I was apparently stopped out because I used the 30 minutes time frame to enter this trade, right? So I entered somewhere around here, and now I'm looking for how the market stopped me out, but I can't see any because it actually went all the way to take profit, and then so except it actually truly got to take profit while I was asleep, and then retraced all the way back to stop me out. Okay, that's probably what must have happened, because if I entered somewhere around here when I was asleep and I was about going to bed, there was no show that it went to my stop loss before it went back up. So it probably went to the take profit before going back to stop loss here. So you can see I was right on this pair that is going to sell, but timing into the market, not a big enough stop loss, because this stop loss here, let's see, this stop loss was just about 8 pips stop loss. Okay, so if I had increased it to say 20, let me see from where I entered, 20, let's see, 20, which is supposed to be my standard stop loss. You
can see the market has still not have taken me out, you see, and from here it's still going to sell the way I see it. Still going to sell, but that's just how it is. Okay, so but now this would have been adjusted to go down more, which I believe is still going to do today. But anyways, now that's that for NZD card. Now when we look at USD JPY, look at USD JPY. USD JPY has also been buying. You can see where I kept my stop loss and everything. It has stayed the same, but you see, when I was in profit, I entered this market on Tuesday somewhere around here. So it bought all the way here, right? It bought all the way here, and I saw it was going to retrace a bit. So it had all of this from yesterday, from that day. I think it was New York session. So it kept dancing around, and now look at it. Look at it, it has continued to buy. You can see, and look at how far it is from here. Not so far anymore. So, but what happened was, when it was retraced, when it had gotten this high and I saw it was going to retrace, I adjusted my stop loss up. So the market sold and stopped me out, then continued ranging, and now it has bought all the way up. So I should have still been in this market, based on my analysis. So what does this teach you? My analysis was right. My stop loss for 1 pair. Okay, before the stop loss, my analysis was right. Haven't woken up to see NZD card has already gone down. I could have just completely stayed away from the market and just focused on USD JPY, but like I said, I was positive about the 2 pairs, so I really wanted to take the 2 pairs. So I was waiting for a break and retest, which it happened, and then I entered for a sell, but then it now started dancing around, stopped me out a couple of times, if you notice my history. Okay, so now the second thing was USD JPY. Everything was on point. I entered when it was just starting the move, compared to NZD card that I had already sold a lot by the time I woke up. Alright, so I should have stayed in that pair and kept my stop loss at the same point, right? Why should I have kept my stop loss? Because the market will dance, but it will not come all the way back to my stop loss. You can see even this stop loss is actually small. Even the stop loss is actually small for the USD JPY, but because the market had bought higher, that stop loss now makes it valid for the market to dance and not get to my stop loss. So when you enter a trade and you're sure you've done all your confluence and you're in, for me and for the kind of trade I'm trying to my type of trades, I am not supposed to adjust my stop loss. It either goes all the way to take profit, or it comes back to stop loss. That's just it. Because I would have still been in profit in USD JPY by now, and not be looking for how to make some money. This would have easily gotten me maybe like 400% on my account, thereabouts. So that's a lesson learned, and that was the challenge for this week. Last week challenge was that I lost before I won was my entry. I should have waited for a retracement when the market was opening before I entered, considering the week I saw. Then this week my lesson is, even if I'm sure of 2 pairs, as long as the market has moved heavily into the direction I want it to move, stay away from the pair. Unless it retraces back to the original point, stay away from the pair. It has gone. So then don't adjust stop loss. When the market is going in take profit, don't adjust stop loss. Let it get to your final take profit. Your initial stop loss should remain where it is. I know some traders want to say, oh, you should adjust in case. Well, my kind of style of trading and based on how I learned, it either goes to your take profit or it goes to your stop loss. If your stop loss is properly calculated, you already know how much you're willing to lose. Okay, so even if it comes to your stop loss, there's no problem. And if your take profit is the way it should, you already know how much you're about to earn. So you don't adjust anything. Once you're in, unless you're stopped out. And based on I'm using a prop firm standard of trading. If I was trading a prop firm right now this week, I would have blown that prop firm account. I would have still had money, of course, but I had already lost more than the 6% allotted to me to not lose. So, and I was supposed to lose no more than 2% or less per week. So, based on how I analyzed it, so that's pretty much it. And there's nothing wrong with my analysis, as you guys can see. But timing into the market is key. Don't adjust your stop loss. And if the market has gone, when you wake up or when you look back in the market, it's gone. Leave it, unless you retrace back to the original point. So these are lessons to be learned. Third week in a row, and we have been calling the market right. So stay tuned, guys, and cheers. So guys, the week is ending today. Just give you a quick recap of how the week went. Now you see,
let me just use my phone quickly so I don't have to go through the whole process with my laptop and all. Look at this. Okay, on Sunday, like guys, the line I drew, I showed you guys that I was expecting markets to go up, but first I needed it to is this network? Okay, I needed it to come down here since it's still within this area of interest. I needed it to just retest here before going up, but it didn't do that. Instead it broke out, retest, started dancing. So throughout Monday all this dance happened, right? Then around Tuesday 6 a.m. it started pushing up. Around here I saw that okay, it's time for us to go in. Remember, I expected to come this high based on my analysis on the daily and my observation on what the daily had done before. So I entered here with my stop loss here. I entered somewhere around here, somewhere around here. So, I think it was here. I think I adjusted this stop loss. Can't recall now. But then it danced, and I think it was somewhere around here. It got up all the way here and started retesting, and I knew it was going to retest. By then I had adjusted my stop loss up to somewhere around here. So I knew it was going to hit my stop loss, but I knew it still had a lot of upside to do, right? So that was my first mistake on this pair, and this is the pair I should have stayed with throughout the week, right? Because look at it, just beautiful. Look at it, it went all the way to my take profit. Look at it. Now this is over 100 pips. If you look at it, if you look at this risk to reward I put there, look at it, is already, this on its own is about 180 pips, right? So this is over 100 pips. Oh shit, I'm moving it around. So that was what happened on USD JPY, and let me see if I can show you. Let me show you what I saw on the daily that made me, my phone is not wide enough, but let's see. Now if you look this way, when you look to your left, you can see that nothing had gotten this high prior except this one. So I knew it was going to still come this way and then possibly reject there, because when I look again, I cannot see anything coming this high for a while, right? So I knew it was going to get this high, and then that was when it's going to now start to retest again. So I knew it was going to get this high. That was why I anticipated it getting that high. You can see the arrow is still showing there. You can see it beautifully. So it went, this happened. On the other hand, NZD card, which was the second trade I analyzed for the week. You see, this is why I don't like to analyze more than one pair, because by the time I analyze two pairs, I might start to focus squarely on the two. Pairs doing well, as opposed to if I just analyze one pair, stick with it. So on NZD card, I expected it to come all the way down to somewhere around here, right? But you can see clearly it hasn't done that. There's a possibility it might still do that in this coming new week, because the week is already over. So let's go to our 1 hour time frame to see what happened. So first things first, the market was here, so I expected it to come up, retesting this particular area of interest when market opens on Monday this week. Instead, it went all the way up, retested here, danced, retested here. By the time I woke up around 6 a.m., it was somewhere around here. So I expected it to break out, retest, and then sell. But it broke out, had a retest, and then started dancing and ranging. So this was what kept hitting my stop loss for NZD card that I was still anticipating the move, right? And from here, sometime around Wednesday, I saw it was going to come down again. So I said this, I just recently adjusted this stop loss all the way up. You see in previous video, but I knew it was going to sell down here before it goes up again, possibly, if not all the way down. And that was what happened. It hit. I took the trade before I slept. It went all the way to this take profit, and then by the time I woke up, it had already reversed back to my stop loss. So if you look at this time, remember I say it's always 1 hour behind. So this is Thursday around 3 a.m. but this is actually 4 a.m. Nigerian time. Now around 4 a.m. I was asleep, but I was still in this trade. So when you move to the next candle, you can clearly see the next candle is 5 a.m., 6 a.m. So by the time I was awake, it had already gone all the way back to my stop loss, and this was not where my stop loss was. It had gone all the way back to my stop loss. So this is what I'm saying. First things first, not to be proud or anything, but based on the way I trade, that I learned from Alex G, my strategy and everything, in the last 3 weeks I have averaged a minimum of 80% per trade, right? And this is me trading with a very small account. Okay, the first week I over leveraged, and just a very small move was what I wanted to catch. That small move gave me about 80%, and I left the market. It didn't go all the way before. I did not stay in the market. So now imagine me staying all the way out. I've got more than 80%. But the market went that way. That was GBP USD, if I recall, right? The week after, it was AUD USD, if I recall correctly, right? So that was when I entered without allowing the market retrace up for the new week before it to start coming down. But after stopping me out, and I entered finally, and it went to the take profit AUD USD, and I got another 80%, which I shared with you guys that I withdrew last week.
So that was another 80%. So that was another 80%. So technically, we cannot classify this week as a losing week because both trades went where we wanted it to go. But since it did not go all the way down for one, that was why I now took the loss. And on the other one, I adjusted my stop loss, and that was what also made me take a loss as well, because now adjusting that stop loss did not give me room for remember my stop loss is already way too small because of I'm using a small account. So if I adjusted it up, it means that any small market movement can take me out of the market. And what will now happen is when I see the market continuing in the direction I want it to go, I would be forced or emotionally want to enter the market again to catch the move. Okay, so that's how traders start to fail and all of that. So what have I learned this week? A lot of things, but the major thing I'm here to share is that the strategy works, but in the course of this month, I learned how to manage my stop loss, and I also learned how to manage my leverage to be able to know what I'm risking in the market and also know what I am willing to lose in the market. Okay, so next week we see how next week goes, because it is because of risk management and stop loss management that I'm able to still have funds to trade next week. But you guys know me before, I would have blown it by now based on how I traded this week. So, but that's just a lesson for you. Whatever leverage you're willing to use, whatever lot size you're willing to use in the market, it corresponds with what your stop loss is going to be, because that's how you'll be able to know how much you're risking in the market and how much you're willing to lose if your analysis is wrong. So I'm not trading my trading strategy. It is on point. I learned it like last year, but I saw that what is still making me lose or blow account, and I've just realized it this year. So, and it had to do with my lot size and my stop loss management. You cannot control where the market will be looking to grab liquidity, and you cannot control when the market will move against you, even when your analysis and all the confluences are right. So you need to manage your risk and know that you will still be in the market even when the market goes against you. So I'll still see you guys next week. We do the same analysis and then we take a trade once again. So full video is in my YouTube channel, so try and watch it out there. Okay, so see you guys next week again.